When we were in southern Turkey, we were asked if we wanted to go to visit a Syrian refugee camp. And when we arrived, we found a city with 50,000 people living there, and half of them were children under 12. And the living conditions were appalling. They lived in tents. They had literally nothing. And so we actually went into a man's tent, which is his home. He has 4 children, and this is where he lived, and he had nothing. And through a translator, we said, "Is there some way we can help you?" And he said, "It's getting cold. Could you send us some blankets?" And so we decided right there that we would start this blanket drive. And we went back to that same camp about 2 months later and said, "Can you find this gentleman who we met?" And they said, "What's his name?" We don't know. But he was a policeman from Damascus. And so they went out and they found him. And then when we saw him, he came forward and he said, "You came back?" And we said, "Yes. And we brought 40,000 blankets for you." And he got on his knees and wept and said, "You men are from God."
We started seeking contributions and packing up blankets to send because the refugees were largely coming from a place, Syria, which we think of as being very hot, but they were living in refugee camps that are in mountains. What these people have lost is their security. We get very comfortable here in Northern Virginia with the security that we know we have a home to go to. We have our family with us at all times. We have our church. We have our neighbors. These people have lost all of that. And they've not just lost the physical manifestations of those things, but they've lost the emotional security that comes with them. A blanket is the thing that we have. It's the thing that we wrap around ourselves to feel warm, but also to feel safe. Even the hottest night, I can't fall asleep unless I've got a blanket on me, because the blanket makes me feel safe. And part of what we want to do by providing these blankets is make these people feel safe, in some cases for the first time in a very long time, and we need to do what we can to make them feel that security again until they're able to reassemble their country and put that back together again as well.
It was not hard to send out the word to the many faith communities in Fairfax County. Someone asked Paxton Van Lines for help, and they absolutely said, of course, they were on board. So everything just fell together. It was waiting to happen. Every once in a while, everything comes together, and it was meant to be.
Bringing all the different communities together here in our region, working together for a common cause for humanity, this was fabulous.
Helping these Syrian refugees, and they're really dire need of some of the stuff we send from here, and we're just not sending this like a one-time thing. We do throughout the year.
Our arrival with these boxes was maybe the first nice thing that anyone had done for them in months. It might have been the first piece of compassion they'd received in ages.
Obviously, these blankets are going to a country where we don't speak the same language, but a blanket can communicate a message. It can bring comfort and warmth and strength when there aren't words.
I love to think about a little Syrian girl or boy or woman or man getting that blanket and knowing that someplace on the other side of the globe, people cared and were thinking about them.